This story is going to be on time loop, so watch the full video. So the story begins and we are shown a college student named Lee. She calls the police and tells them that there is going to be an explosion in bus number 45. After this, we are shown that bus which was really blasted with an explosion. As soon as this happens, Lee wakes up in the same bus with a shock. The boy sitting next to her, whose name is Sam, gives him a tissue to wipe his sweat. But she starts accusing him of being rude. Sam says, "This girl is lying, I didn't do anything like that." All the people in the bus were misunderstanding Sam. Lee tells the bus driver to go to the police station. But not everyone thinks this is such a big deal that they should go to the police immediately. So he waits until the next stop. But Lee does not agree, so the driver drops him in the middle of the road. She also forcibly takes Sam with her. After getting off the bus, Lee took a breath of relief. She was smiling a little. Sam asks, "Why did you do this?" She says, "I can't explain to you. And yes, now there is no need to go to the police. I forgave you, you too forgive me for doing all this." Sam called her a crazy idiot and started going by taxi. While walking, Lee was calling her mother. Then she heard the sound of a powerful explosion. As soon as she turns around, a scooter collides with her, because of which she fell on the road. She was immediately taken to the hospital. Here she sees Sam, who is injured in the blast. That is, he was near the bus in the taxi. On the other side, the place of the accident is shown. Along with the bus in the explosion, many other cars have also burned badly. All the people present and around the bus have died. Only Sam is alive, who is breathing his last in the hospital. Police officer Captain Zhang is investigating this case. You will like Zhang very much in the future. Especially our view of the police will change completely. Anyway, his companion Mike tells that there were a total of 10 people in the bus. But he has only got 8 bodies. Looking at the CCTV, he found out about Sam and Lee. For interrogation, he went to the hospital looking for Lee. But Lee did not remember anything properly. Then Zhang shows him the video, after which he remembers everything. She first tells him the same story that happened to him today. But Zhang has a little doubt on it. Zhang says very lovingly that there is no need to be afraid. I have been in the police for the past 20 years. I have seen such cases that normal people can't even think of. He lets Lee drink water. Here we notice that there is some problem in Zhang's right hand. Lee tells Zhang that all this is like a dream for me. Zhang turns on the recording and carefully listens to him. Lee says that as usual, he got on bus number 45 today. She also knows the bus driver. He is a very good person. A boy was sleeping on the seat next to her. She was tired, so she also slept, but after a while, she heard the sound of someone's phone ringing. She looks around to see where the sound is coming from. But then suddenly there was a powerful explosion in the bus and she died. But the next moment she woke up in the same bus. She thought it was just a dream, but she realized the pain that most people don't have. After a while, she heard the same ding-dong again. She could understand something, then the explosion happened. After hearing this nonsense, she stopped the mic. He comes in and scolds Lee and says that don't waste our time. Zhang tells her to calm down and wait outside. Lee says that when she woke up for the 3rd time, she was convinced that it was not a dream. That's why she tries to get off the bus forcefully. But for some reason the emergency door doesn't open. And neither do the people on the bus believe her. As soon as the time was up, she died again. Next time she made a drama of the disease and made a plan to get out of the bus. But there was a woman on the bus who had a lot of medicines. That's why this plan also failed. But in doing all this, Lee had found out why the blast was happening. In order to save a delivery boy, the bus collides with an oil tanker. As soon as Zhang hears this, he confirms it with his colleagues. The method of the accident was matching. But how is this possible? Lee asks Zhang if he believes her. Zhang says no, but the reason you told about the blast is absolutely correct. Lee says I'm not lying. You might think I'm crazy, but believe me. The same thing is repeating with me again and again. Zhang says you mean you are in a time loop like in movies. Now Lee thinks that maybe he is having a misunderstanding due to the injury on his head. Then Zhang gets a call from his colleague, who informs that Sam, who got off the bus, is no longer there. Then we are shown Sam's eyes when he was calling Lee crazy. Sam is a game designer. In the taxi, his colleague's message comes that he should reach the office soon. Sam is suffocated in a closed place, so he usually goes to the office by bus. After a while, he again reached the same bus. And as soon as he saw it, there was an explosion in the bus. After dying in the hospital, when he woke up in the same bus, he thought it was all a dream. But when he saw Lee on the seat next to him, he was surprised. He asks Lee if we have met before. Hearing this, Lee's face was brightened. Lee tells him that yes, we have met in this bus before. I had accused you wrongly. You left the taxi and then we met in the hospital. Hearing this, Sam sweats. He does not understand how he knows about his dream. Lee tells him that this is not a dream, but it is going to be a blast in a while. Because Sam has not yet forgotten the pain of the last time, so he forcibly got off the bus. But the other passengers on the bus do not let this happen. And in the midst of these fights, there was a blast again. The next time Sam woke up, Lee asked him if he believed it or not. This time he tries to break the glass of the bus and get out. But there was a wrestler-type man on the bus who caught him thinking he was crazy. Sam tells everyone, but no one believes him. The next time he wakes up, Lee tells him that there is no point in doing all this. We have to find another way to escape. Sam still did not believe that he was stuck in a time loop. He felt that someone had hypnotized them both. Lee says that maybe it would have happened, but this is not the problem. You are in a time loop because last time I got you off the bus. If we save the rest of the people, then maybe this loop will end. Sam asks, but how will we do this? Lee says, I know why the bus blasts. If we somehow get the bus late, then it will not be an accident. Her plan was good, she pretends to be sick again. But she forgets that she has an old lady with her who has medicine. On this side, the tanker is shown, which is coming at a very high speed. The driver's companion was watching TikTok, whose voice troubles the driver. He tells him to turn off his mobile, but he increases the volume to irritate him. Lee and Sam were standing next to the driver so that he could stop this accident. And this time they somehow get the driver late for a few seconds and stop that terrible incident from happening. They think everything is fine, but it was not. They were both happy and started talking about themselves. But then again the same ringtone is heard. Lee was able to say something, then the explosion happened again and everyone was killed. The next time they wake up, they still remember everything. That is, the time loop has not ended yet. Lee says that a bomb has definitely been planted somewhere in the bus. And that ringtone triggers that bomb. This means that even if they somehow escape the accident, they will not be saved in the bomb blast in the future. Lee immediately puts a false allegation on Sam and gets off the bus. She immediately calls the police and tells them about the bus. Sam switches off his mobile so that he doesn't ask too many questions to Lee. As I said earlier, the police have done a very good job in this. They try to get to the bus as soon as possible. And they both go to a very high place and start waiting. On this side, Jang was at the police station. They were discussing that this may not be a prank call, but then the blast really happened. Seeing this, Sam and Lee think that it was of no use. Because now they are safe in the blast and they did not suffer any loss. This means that the time loop will also end. This was their belief. On this side, Jang listens to Lee's call recording, in which he finds out that there was someone else with the girl on the phone. He calls his partner at the scene of the accident and asks the reason for the blast, which tells that this is an accident case. Jang tells him to check carefully, because Lee had told him that there was a bomb blast on the phone. To know the whole truth, he will have to interrogate them. Because now there is a camera everywhere, they will be caught soon. That's what Sam was worried about, what he would tell the police. If he told the truth, no one would believe him. And Lee has already done this. These two are talking. And Jang is coming to catch them with his friends. They try to find out why these two got stuck in the time loop. What time is the blast on the paper and what time do they wake up? They are trying to understand by writing all this. That's when Jang reached here. Sam throws that paper in the garbage. After this, they reached the police station, where they were interrogated in different rooms. The police found that paper, which they thought was a map of somewhere. Jang asks Lee, how did you know there was a bomb in the bus? Did you hear or see anything or smell anything? Lee says there is nothing like that. Jang says, then what is it? If you somehow found out, then why didn't you tell the driver or the rest of the people, and what does this map mean? Sam is also asked the same question in the other room. He does not lie and tells everything about the time loop. But Mike doesn't believe him at all. Taking Lee Jang's name, she asks him that if someone calls the police in an emergency, then what should he say so that the police take action immediately? Jang tells that it is very difficult, but talk as little as possible. That's when Jang thinks that how did Lee know his name while neither did he tell nor did he wear a card. Now Lee tells him everything that happened last time. To make Jang believe, she tells him that you have a problem with one hand. And this paper is not a map, but we were trying to understand this loop. However, this time too Jang does not believe. Their blood is checked to see if they have taken drugs somewhere. But there is nothing like that in the report. In the meantime, the police have found out everything about them. And one more thing, they have also found evidence of a bomb at the scene of the incident. Now the police do not understand what to do. Because everything about Sam and Lee is true. But it is still difficult to believe that all this is happening because of the time loop. After a while, Lee goes to sleep. But as soon as this happens, she wakes up in the same bus again. Sam was also next to her, who is sleeping now. She checks the time first, in which it is found that she is walking back and forth for a few minutes every time. They do not talk for a while, because they tried everything and saw. But this time loop did not end. And neither did they find out about that bomb. Lee thinks that this time she will tell everyone that there is a bomb in the bus. But as soon as she says this, there is a blast. It means that whoever has kept the bomb, either he is in this bus, or he can see and hear them. So now they have to check all the passengers one by one. Sam notices that a boy is sitting at the back of the bus, who hides his face. But he was not in the bus now. At the next stop, he got on the bus and they got off. Lee immediately calls the police and tells them about the bomb. Sam does not like this idea, so he stays away from Lee, so that he does not appear with him in CCTV. As soon as the police get the news, they start checking everyone by blocking the road. Mike and some policemen ask everyone to get off one by one to search the bus. But a man immediately starts fixing the stuff in the bag. Mike runs to stop him, but then the blast happened. Jang was waiting a little further. He found out that no one was left in the blast. His companion Mike was also killed. He was like his younger brother. On this side, Sam and Lee were arguing that they should not have told the police. Lee calls the police to tell Sam to go from here. But she calls the police, so that she can take him because there is no point in hiding. The police will find him. Sam was sitting somewhere and watching the news of the bus blast on his laptop. Here Lee was questioned and he told the same thing again. Jang does not believe that. How does he know so much about these people? He tells Lee that Mike was also killed in that blast. Knowing this, Lee is very sad. She apologizes to Jang that this is all her fault. If she had not called the police, none of this would have happened. Jang says you did the right thing. Every citizen should be responsible. But now tell me the truth, how did you know? He shows Sam's video on CCTV and asks if she knows him. Lee thinks that if she tells, then they will catch Sam. That's why she lies. But then Sam calls him from the other side. Jang turns on the speaker and asks to talk. Sam asks where are you? Lee says don't call again, I break up with you. Sam says okay, I understand. You don't worry and go to sleep, everything will be fine. Hearing this, Jang is surprised. Because in such codes, people talk like criminals. Saying this, Sam hangs up the phone. Now he starts running away from here quickly, because the police have left to catch him. Sam tries to sleep by taking sleeping pills and drinks. By then, Jang tracked him and reached here. They were taking him to the police station. Sam is drunk and says that I don't want to go to that locked room again. After a while, he falls asleep in the police car. And on the other side, Lee also fell asleep. This time, Lee decides not to call the police. To find that bomber, they pretend to fight and come to that boy. On getting a chance, Sam tries to check his bag. But then the time is over. Next time, they put a false charge of taking a photo and check his bag. Then he got an asthma attack. His condition was like dying. But still he was not showing his bag to anyone. Then he put his hand in the bag and there was an explosion. This time, they knew whose bag the bomb was in. That's why they didn't let that boy board the bus. After checking the bag, they found out that there was a cat in it.
Because it was forbidden to bring pets in the bus, so he was hiding it and taking it. When they didn't find the bomb, they made an excuse that their bag was stolen, which was just like his. They were talking. That's when the blast happened. It was clear that the bomb was with someone else. Lee started smiling thinking about something. When asked, she says that I got you off the bus. Then you got stuck with me in this time loop. And now we have saved that boy. That means now he will also get stuck with us in this time loop. If this happens, then we will be able to find that bomber like a team. Sam says that I don't think so. On the other hand, that boy finds out in the news that the bus in which he was going to go has been blasted. Then he considers himself very lucky. And he says thank you to Mani, Man, Sam, and Lee. All the people who were killed in the bus, their family members had come to the police station. Then that boy reached here looking for them. He asks them, did you know that the bus was going to be blasted? To which they refuse. But it was clearly visible on their faces that they were lying. That's why that boy was going to call the police. While stopping him, Lee says that it is very difficult to explain this. But yes, we knew that there would be a blast. To understand the whole thing, he brings them to his house. Actually, This house is not his, but rented. That too, hiding from his family. Because his mom doesn't like cats. Anyway, they both start explaining it to him. So that when he comes in the time loop tomorrow, he doesn't have to explain it. After hearing everything, he immediately believes it. Actually, he has seen a lot of movies like this. And has also done research on it. While leaving, Lee asks, "If you don't remember anything tomorrow, how can I make you believe that?" Boy says, "You take my full name, I will believe it." By the way, his name was very big, but in short, it is Ludi. After this, Ludi comes to his house. And they both go to a hotel and stay. Ludi's mom got cat hair on his clothes, on which she started scolding him. Ludi started crying, because today he was saved by dying. And if he had died, then who would have taken care of his cats? He was even more sad about this. He went to his room and whatever happened today, he started writing everything in his diary. On the other side, the police were checking the CCTV footage. He felt a little strange, so he called Ludi and told him to come to the police station. He went to the police with his dad. When his mom checked the diary at home, she was very scared. In this way, Lee and Sam were looking for evidence on the internet. They found out about the man who had a sack. He was in jail for the crimes of the accident, which has just been released. That's when he got a call from the police. When Ludi was questioned, he told him what was necessary. He didn't say anything about the time loop or the bomb. But Jang understands that he is not telling the whole story. He also interrogates Lee and Sam. That's when Ludi's mom took the diary and left. After seeing it, these three people proved to be liars. Now from here on, the backstory of all the passengers present in the bus will be shown, which we will know very shortly. First of all, the man who had a sack, we think maybe he has the bomb. But he was going to meet his son. And there was a watermelon in that sack, which his son likes very much. Secondly, the man who had a big suitcase, they think that he must be the bomber. But somehow when they see the suitcase, it had household items in it. Actually, this man doesn't even have enough money to pay the room rent. That's why he was going to his village. The rest of the woman who has a lot of medicines, it's useless to doubt her because her bag is very small. The remaining two men, one wrestler and the other who records videos everywhere, he must be a blogger. Now there is only one old lady left who has a wallet. Next time he was going to check her. But before that, Lee thought that the boy would also get stuck in the time loop with him. But it doesn't happen. The next day when he comes, he didn't remember anything. But he used to take her full name and take her help every time. Because now only this old lady's luggage was left to be checked. Then as soon as the bus stops, Sam tries to run away with the wallet. But then that old lady pulls the lever of the pressure cooker in the wallet, which caused the explosion. These people worked so hard to find Lee and that bomber. But they could never imagine that the old lady was doing all this. What is the story of this, we will know later. Before that, let's see what Lee and Sam did. Because now they know that the bomb is with that old lady. So they come to her. Seeing the opportunity, Sam tries to snatch the pressure cooker. But then that old lady, whose name is Luton, takes out a knife and first hurts Sam and then Lee mercilessly. After that, she blasted the bomb again and killed everyone with her. After experiencing all this, these two were very scared. Lee started crying. These people made a mistake and tried again. But this time by mistake, Luton was killed by Sam. And many people have seen all this. Sam took Lee and started going from here. These people thought that now the bus will not go ahead and nor will the bomb explode. But then someone else in the bus pulls that lever, that is, someone else is also involved with it. Sam has killed someone and they left before the bomb blast. The police are looking for them everywhere. To hide, these two go to Ludi's private house. But when Lee came to take medicine in disguise for Sam, she sees Yanko, who has reached here with his people. Then Sam came to his friend's house with Lee. He stayed here for a while and found out as much as possible about Luton. Anyway, the next time he wakes up, he writes on his mobile and tells the rest of the people what to do. But instead of helping, they got off the bus out of fear. Seeing this, she understands that something is wrong and pulls the lever. Next time he only tells Ludi and this man. Lee tells the bus driver very slowly that when he signals, stop the bus. Here Sam, Ludi and this man catch him. Now she can't blast. Lee tells the driver to stop the bus. But Luden screams and says that he should not stop the bus and let them all die. Then their revenge will be complete. Seeing this, Lee and Sam understand that he is also involved with him. Actually, they are husband and wife. This time Lee goes directly to the bus driver and asks why they are doing this. But he doesn't say anything and Luden blows up. This time they get off the bus and find out about the driver and his wife. First of all, they go to the bus stand and take the driver's address. After asking one of his acquaintances, they found out that the driver, whose name is Wang, is a very good person, but his wife is a little crazy. Now they wanted to know why they were doing this. After all, what happened to them to know this? They had only one way. They immediately go to the police and tell everything that has happened since the beginning of Jainism. Although the police don't believe them, but whatever they said was true. So the police find out about Wang. They found out that 5 years ago Wang's daughter had an accident on this road. And that was the time when the bomb blasts. In the CCTV of the bus, it was visible that the girl was trying to get off the bus. And in a hurry, when she got out of the bus, she had an accident. The bus that had an accident was left to the driver because it was not his fault. This time Sam takes Jane's personal number. On returning to the bus, he takes a picture of the lady and sends a message to Jane. After this, they somehow get the bus late. The police immediately come to the next stop in a civil dress. But this time Sam and Lee wasted, that's why he doesn't stop the bus at the next stop. Actually, where his daughter had an accident, it was part of their plan to reach there. What is the story of his daughter? We will find out in a while. Anyway, the police block the whole road and try to stop the bus. And somehow they do it. Because there was very little time now, Sam immediately breaks the glass of the bus and gives that bomb to Jane to throw. Jane threw that bomb very bravely into the water, but it was blasted. In this blast, Jane was badly injured and this time no one died. Now, when Wang and his wife were caught, they were asked why they were doing this. But they refused to tell anything. After a while, they found out that Jane could not survive. His companion Mike asks them how they got the bomb and Jane's personal number. Because now they know that even if they say anything, no one will believe them. And maybe this time the time loop is over because the bus was not blasted. But let me tell you that it is not like that. Anyway, after this, we are shown Wang, who forgets his mobile in the car and leaves for some work. His daughter called many times but he was not here. After a while, when he came back, he was told to come to the police station. Actually, his daughter had an accident. Luden was in great shock. He said that whoever is responsible for this accident should be punished. But this is not possible because this is just a normal accident. Luden accuses Wang that if he had picked up the phone, his daughter would have been alive. After this, we are shown in the present that Lee's teacher has come to meet him in the hospital. In the conversation, they talk about Wang's daughter. The teacher tells about the situation at that time. She tells them about a group in which all the students were present at that time. After the accident, he wrote on a post that it is not safe to go to the bus these days because there is misbehavior in it. Why did he write this? To find out, these people took the mic to his house. At first, she was scared, but she was told that nothing will happen to her. Then she tells what happened that day. After this, we are shown a flashback. Wang's daughter was traveling in bus number 45. There was also a girl here who was taking her selfie. Then she sees that a man is misbehaving with Wang's daughter. While doing this, she takes a picture of him. But that man sees her. Out of fear, she got down at the next stop. She was going to go to the police. But on the phone, her mom explains that she should not be in this mess. She was going to come home and post this photo. But then she sees a similar post in which she finds out that no one supports in such a matter. On the contrary, the one who posts only gets abused. That's why she doesn't post. But she has saved that photo on the cloud. In the present, she shows them the same photo. They remember her cloud password so that they can open this photo anywhere. Next time, only Lee wakes up. Sam does not wake up for any reason. In the last many loops, Sam sometimes woke up late. That's why Lee doesn't get too worried. She immediately takes a photo of the bus and sends it to Jane with all the details. Then she shows the message to the rest of the people and gets them ready. In this way, the police blocked the road and started following the bus. In the bus, they got a chance and caught Ludan. There was only a little time left for the bomb to explode. Wang started driving the bus at full speed. But the police blocked the road ahead. Wang tries a lot to go ahead but can't. Then he was going to pull the handle of the pressure cooker, but then Lee shows him the photo and tells him that your daughter will get justice. By then, Jane also gets into the bus. He also promises Wang that he will reopen his daughter's case. At the same time, there was very little time left. Wang and his wife got what they wanted. That's why he gives the bomb to Jane. This time, he throws the bomb into the water. This time, no one was killed and no one was seriously injured. Both of them were arrested. Here, Lu Dan sees her daughter's soul who looked happy. Actually, what happened that day was that the man who had been troubling her for the past few days did it again today. She tells everyone but no one cares. That's why she called her dad, but he didn't pick up the phone either. And when he somehow got out of the bus in a hurry, he had an accident. In this sorrow, they both lost their mental balance. After waiting for 5 years, they made such a plan that they would blast the same bus number 45 and die. They would also kill the passengers who only do their work. If anyone had helped his daughter in the bus that day, it wouldn't have happened. Anyway, in the present, we see that Jane asks them how they got my personal number and so much information. They both say that it is a little difficult to explain. Jane says, "It doesn't matter. You can come and tell me whenever you want. And anyway, I really like responsible people like you." Now, some people here think that because Jane also died at the end, he is also in a time loop. But according to me, nothing like that happens. If you give any information to the police, then the point is not how you got the information. It is important that what is being told is true. That's why Jane lets them go so easily. If ever Sam and Lee tell him the truth, then will he believe them or not, it's up to him. Anyway, after this, Sam and Lee come to their homes and sleep. They had full hope that this time loop would end. After this, we are shown a new morning. Sam was very happy to wake up on his bed. Finally, this time loop was over. He sends a good morning message to Lee. For so many days, they have been in this time loop and have started liking each other. The police had a program to thank all the passengers. All the people are called on stage and they are respected. Along with that, everyone was given a check of about 3.5 lakh rupees. After this, we are shown that man. He was in his office. He was arrested. In jail, Wang was happy to see that man. Along with that, he was feeling that he will punish him more in jail. Anyway, after this, we are shown all those people with their families who are very happy. He took the watermelon and went to his son's office where others also ate the watermelon. Lode convinced his mom that now he doesn't have any problem with cats. This man who didn't have any work has now started working as a delivery boy. By doing this, everyone's happy life is shown. In the end, Sam and Lee had come to offer flowers on the grave of Wang's daughter. In the future, these two will get married. And with this series ends here. You can watch the full series on YouTube. The rest of the story is very good. All those who were in the support role also did a very good job. There is another such story in which a lot of people reach the future by train.